Good evening, folks. Another episode, Shots with Shooter. Today I wanted to hit on my dog, Ibrahim Traore. Why is he so motherfucking important to the United States, right? One would wonder. He's an African president of a small country. Why is he so important? Well, maybe because he's trying to unite Africa. He's trying to make Africa like one big nation, one big country like the United States. And the United States and the rest of the world is not having it. Matter of fact, I probably shouldn't even say United States because then they're going to try to make this as some kind of propaganda, promotional campaign thing that I can't even promote on YouTube. So I kind of want to strip, well, let's just say, why is Ibrahim Traore so important to the world, right? So, like I said, he's trying to unite one nation of Africa and make it like like the USA, where all the countries are together and they can combine their resources and become self-sustainable. He doesn't want to take any more handouts from anyone. He said his country's been taking out handouts from France for the past 60 years, and they ain't went nowhere. They haven't improved. So, I mean, this guy is definitely a phenomenal being. He's uncorrupted. He's not like most leaders in other nations where they're taking out of the countries and putting it in his pocket and getting richer. No, the man is building hospitals. He's been in building schools. He actually gets his own health care from the hospitals where most of these kings or presidents of other nations are actually seeking their health care elsewhere because it's not good enough in their country. But this dude is doing remarkable things. He's like the living Malcolm X of our time, militant. And he lets it be known very well that if he catch any of his politicians, business owners, whatever, anyone a part of his government in corruption, they'll be imprisoned. He's the president of Burkina Faso, if you haven't heard of that, and that's located very near to Ghana, Mali, believe Nigeria, Algeria, a bunch of those places in like the southwest part of West Africa. So you should look him up. What he's doing is definitely not wrong. He survived 18 assassination attempts already. 18, which is astronomical. He might be the new Teflon Don. I don't know how many John Gotti survived, but Ibrahim Traore might be the next Teflon Don, the African version at least, right? For some reason, they can't get the man. They've been trying, the United States is saying that he's hiding behind all his gold money that he has and the people are protecting him. But why wouldn't you want to protect a leader like that? Someone who stands on his beliefs, someone who is actually taking the initiative, putting in the work. He's educated by a university from his country, and he has, the right agenda, right? Everyone's been ripping off Africa since the beginning of time. I was in Paris. There's an Africa exhibit. There's an Egyptian exhibit. Sorry, inside of the Louvre Museum. I went through there. I looked at all these great artifacts from Egypt that I'm sure France is making tons of loads of money off of, and they're probably not paying Egypt anything. And from the beginning, I mean, Elon Musk gets his cobalt from Africa. Sierra Leone, everybody knows about the diamonds. Kanye West put y'all up on that. The movie with my dog, Diamonds. What is that called? Blood Diamonds or whatever. With what's the act? Leonardo DiCaprio was about them mining gold, mining diamonds inside of Sierra Leone, and the conditions of the people that are living there and what they're doing. So I mean, he's trying to cut that out. He caught some billionaires from Australia and other countries that were actually corrupted, and they were mining gold inside of like Mali and all that, and he imprisoned them. In Australia, what agreed to pay Mali $160 million for what they did. So I mean, he's definitely on top of his game. Um, they're trying to send this black Marine general after him, Michael Langley, and they're trying to get him to arrest him. And it's seeming like they're trying to put this black man in position to go after him, right? And what does it look like to me? It looks like they're just trying to set up black on black crime so black people won't be upset that a black man, a black face is the one doing it. I say don't be fooled. I know he's military man, so he has to follow orders. But I mean, they're trying to imprison uh, Ibrahim. But for what? What crimes has he committed? He's not committing any war crimes on his people. He's not committing any war crimes against anyone else. He's all about the education of what he's doing and the education of his people, and bringing them to, out of third world country and bringing them to the forefront and, making noise. Just like Gaddafi. He agreed. You know, they have military or intelligence people from CIA, whatever, that came out and said he agreed to even step down, and they wanted him dead anyway. And what was his agenda? He wanted to unite Africa. Same thing that Ibrahim Traore is trying to do, unite Africa, and they just don't want it to be done. You know, if you get a united front in Africa, Africa is the birthplace of all civilization. But let's even go into history of Africa. Where did the name come from? Africa wasn't even called Africa. Africa got its name from a man named his name was Scipio, I believe. He was a Roman, highly decorated general named Scipio. Yeah, so he defeated Hannibal in Carthage back in 202 BC. And once he defeated that area, and that was actually present day Libya and Tanzania, once he defeated them, he named Africa. He changed the name from being Alkebulan, yeah, something like that, Alkebulan, Cabulon or Alkebulan or whatever, and which actually means, it's a Coptic word, and it means Garden of Eden. So everyone knows Africa is the birthplace of civilization, and the name meant Garden of Eden. He changed it to go with his name, Leo Scipio Africanus. That was his name. So from the beginning of time, even before slavery, they've been rewriting our history. They rewrote the name of Africa and the country. I mean, you see what happened, what's going on in South America. You see what happens with apartheid. You see what happened with the slave trade. I mean, stripping you of your language, stripping you of your history. You know, they don't never teach about Mansa Musa being the richest man to ever walk this earth. They don't teach you a lot of things about your history. I mean, even look at Jesus if you want to go that far. I mean, when the angel came to his parents, and it was like, you need to hide him, they took him and they hid him in Egypt. If he was this white man that you portray, how could he hide in Egypt amongst a bunch of colored people, right? I mean, the Nile River, you know, stems all through northern Africa, not just Egypt. It goes to you know, close countries, and it's just a lot to it. But like I said, a unified front in Africa, it's not going to hurt anyone but their pockets, right? So they're trying to send people after the man. I would say you do your research on him. He's a stand-up figure. He's your today's Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, uh, mixed with some Malcolm X. You know, militant, but for his people, for the people. I would say, you know, definitely do your research in it. It should be more coverage on it. I mean, the man just met with Putin in Russia. They welcomed him in there. I mean, it's a lot going on with the guy. Like I said, he's a stand-up individual. Takes nothing from his country. All he does is build up. I mean, he doesn't wear fancy suits. He dressed in his military gear, just like the people, and he's for the people. And I would say, you know, definitely do your research, and you know, leave some comments, give me some feedback. Let's talk about it. I'll do my best to make sure this is promoted and share it with my folks. But I appreciate you guys listening. Take care. So this is that's one of them. And then I'll go into the gangster shit. What do you think about that?
That was good. I think you should do it one more time though.
You think I should?
Yeah, because of some of the stuff he was kind of like.
Oh, I'm gonna chop that shit. Yeah, any parts where I was fucking up, I'm chopping it. It's not, you know, I'm gonna go through and boop boop boop. You know, any parts that I had to go back, go on my phone, go back and forth from chopping that shit. I'm not gonna just put it up like that. I'm making edits. I mean, think about it, bro. We got 3 camera edits right here. So I'm gonna take the footage from 3 different camera edits. I'm gonna line them up with the audio, and I'm gonna and then I'm gonna chop this shit. I'm gonna chop the angles and keep it interesting.